got independence, compare neighboring states in this country, in spite of many other problems, quite stable, peaceful. And because of tradition of ahimsa, democracy, quite well preserved, although some drawbacks here and there, and stable. So therefore, while remain in this country, the concept of non-violence, ahimsa, then very much sort of refined, right? Refreshed, yes, refreshed. Then, non-violence, we cannot, the demarcation only on level of action. Real demarcation of violence and non-violence is mental level. Mentally, some kind of certain desire, certain sort of mental element, then one to cheat someone in order to take advantage on someone. With such motivation, showing smile, use nice words, and including some gift. Because of negative motivation, actually violence. And then, other hand, genuine sense of concern of others' well-being. Sincere sort of sense of compassion. Use some harsh word, a little bit sort of harsh sort of physical attitude. Looks some kind of harsh, but because of the motivation, is sincerely, you see, pay attention about their well-being. So essentially, that's non-violence. So if may I say so, I often is now expressing now corruptions. Now I think everywhere, not only India, but within the country, in India also the corruption quite serious. So corruption is also, you see, a form of violence. Cheating, bully, exploiting are violence. So therefore, violence, ahimsa, very much related with motivation. So then, motivation, compassion, compassionate motivation, then every action becomes non-violence. So therefore, I try for promotion of non-violence or promotion of peace, ultimately related with here, warm-heartedness, sense of concern of others' well-being. Once you have genuine feeling, sense of concern of others' well-being, then there's no room to bully, to cheat, to tell lie. So therefore, the proper way or complete way for promotion of ahimsa, non-violence, is we must promote warm-heartedness. Now here, again I learned during these years, according to Indian sort of understanding about secularism. In fact, India's own constitution is based on secularism. because of the reality. It's this country, multi-religious sort of society. So one religion, if you emphasize one religion, it cannot work. Therefore, according Indian understanding about secularism means respect all religions. No preference, this religion, that religion. Then also one unique thing, according to the Indian understanding about secularism, is respect non-believer. One of my Indian friends, some of my friends, they mentioned, they told me, over 3,000 years, some school of thought, that named Charvaka school of thought, over 3,000 years, one of the oldest spiritual tradition, spiritual, I don't know, the school of thought. So that school of thought denying any value of spirituality, only this life, materialistic life. So that, we can call ancient nihilism, materialistic. So rest of Indian sort of school of thought criticize that, argue that. However, refer those people who hold that view, refer Rishi, sage. So that means respect such people. So, according to Indian understanding about secularism, also is a respect non-believer. So that's, I think, in modern time, I think very, very relevant, very realistic approach. Some time back, I saw one report. It said, out of 7 billion human beings, over 1 billion people non-believer. Then, obviously, suppose 6 billion human beings are supposed believer, but you can see among the believer, quite some portion of mischievous sort of believer. So sometimes I expressing, unless you look your own religion seriously, sincerely, otherwise religion, sometimes there is a danger. Religion teaches us the practice of hypocrisy. Oh, saying nice things, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance. But in actual work, no bother, these things. So sometimes the religious faith also, useful instrument to exploit others, manipulate others. So, among different religious traditions, there are people who really exploiting sex in the name of religion and exploiting money, even among Tibetan Buddhists also. So, why? These people, in deep insight, lack of moral principle. Because lack of conviction, moral principles are really basis of happy life or successful life. So then, religion also manipulates. So we really need effort, rigorously, promotion of conviction about basic human values. So since my first visit to Europe, 1973, then I already, felt, now we really need the sense of global responsibility. So basically, the sense of oneness of humanity. Whole world is part of we, whole humanity, the human brothers, sisters. Then, on that level, we can develop, on that basis, we can develop genuine sense of concern of their well-being. So, on the other hand, much problem which we humanity facing, quite a big portion of these problems actually human creation. We create these problems, including violence, wars, these. Nature, of course, nature disaster is something different. Much of the problem is our own creation. Yet, nobody wants problem. But meantime, many problems are our own creation. So that is, in mental level, emotional level, we too much emphasis, self-centered attitude. Just me. Don't care about other. Then for short-sighted, due to short-sightedness, narrow-mindedness, and then exploit other, bully other. So all these destructive human activities and problem which we created is essentially related with self-centered attitude. So the countermeasure for self-centered attitude is sense of concern of others' well-being. So therefore, according to Indian understanding, I'm trying to make known our human brothers, sisters, the sense of compassion is the key factor for non-violent sort of world, non-violent society. And their real basis of that is sense of compassion. Sense of compassion, the promotion of sense of compassion based on religion, then complication, as I mentioned earlier, there. So therefore, we need, through secular way, to promote sense of compassion, sense of responsibility. That we can do. Now here, use our common experience. I think every people here, we all come from our mother. We've grown up with parents' affection, particularly from mother's affection. So I'm quite sure among these people, outwardly, everyone very smart, suppose very successful life. But in deep inside, those individuals who received maximum affection from their mother, from their parent, in deep inside, much happier, much less sense of insecurity. So these people easily develop compassion, trust. So on the other hand, those people who at the early age, lacking mother's affection, or without mother, or parent, some abuse. Such people, whole life, deep inside, some sense of insecurity. That kind of sort of Kazora, Pacha. Oh, that kind of feeling there, then such people, difficult to trust other people. Always little sort of prefer distance. So that kind of attitude is actually against the basic human nature. Now modern scientists, mainly medical scientists and brain specialists, I had serious discussion with scientists now over 30 years. So now many scientists now clearly can show their conviction through their investigation, experiment. Fear, anger, hatred is actually eating our immune system. Whereas calm mind, very good for our health. So when we stay a few minutes in the room, you see some of you see show the picture. So then one of you see mentioned quite handsome. Young monk, quite handsome. You mentioned that. So now still today, the 78-year-old monk, I think still comparatively quite handsome. So I really, recently, some people, some is my long-time friend I met, so they say, oh, now you see so many years passed, but still you looks quite young, they say, like that. And then one my friend, long-time friend, actually one Nobel laureate. So we just, since we know very well, so we just talk. And then I asked his age. He said, his age about 71 or 72. Then I mentioned, oh, then my age, 78. And he immediately said, no. It is impossible. Your face, not like that. So impossible, it is mistake. Then I insist, the year I born, 1935, I mentioned, he still say, wrong, must be wrong. He doesn't believe, it's my age, 78. So that, you see, doctors also, you see, I annually, you see, taking medical checkup. Of course, the gallbladder, because of stone, few years ago, removed. So my peace of mind doesn't help to melt